Greetings and hello, Waynesville Yoga family. How are you? Welcome. My name is Renee, and this class is Flow and Align. So for today's class, we are going to take in a bit of the spirit of it being a holiday and taking some time to rest and relax and restore. You know, our yoga practice is a wonderful way to nourish the body, but we also need to remember that there are other ways yoga helps us nourish the body, and restorative yoga is one of those. And so what we're going to do today is, as we always do in this class, focus on alignment, having good form in our positions, and really maximizing our rest and restoration that we'll be getting out of each of the postures that we'll engage in today. And something to keep in mind is that we are going to be holding these poses for a while. So I highly recommend that you have your props on hand just for a comfort level, as well as making sure that you are getting the most out of each of the postures that we will be engaging in. And speaking of props, I have on hand what I like to call the big three, and I highly recommend that you utilize these or, you know, a rough substitute. So they are the yoga blanket. Of course, any old blanket will do, but they're really great for cushioning. If you get cold during Shavasana, it's great to have an extra one to wrap up in and stay warm. And then also, if you find that in certain positions you need a little extra neck support, these are really great to roll up and provide a little extra support in the neck. Also, if you want to get a little bit of height, but a bolster might be too high or a block is too uncomfortable, then you can always fold up your blanket and use that for height, or, you know, fold up a couple to get that little bit of extra. Our next prop to have on hand is our bolster. So bolsters are really great for height and support, and we'll be utilizing this today in every posture that we engage in. So really wonderful to have on hand. If you don't have a traditional yoga bolster, I highly recommend utilizing something like a couch cushion. That would be a really good substitute. You want something that's definitely got the height, but also is a little bit sturdier and firmer than your average, say, pillow that you sleep on, or, you know, just any regular pillow. So you want to just make sure that you've got a little bit of firmness there. And then lastly, our yoga blocks. Really great always for length, support. You know, they are just so useful in a variety of positions. They can also be a great substitute for the bolster if you don't have one. Just keep in mind that they are really super firm. So if that is too hard for you to utilize in certain positions, you may just want to use an extra blanket to maybe fold over it and cushion. And we'll be utilizing the blocks today as well. And then lastly, an optional prop to have on hand is an eye pillow. Eye pillows really help to relax the body. So when you get into your final resting pose, it might be nice to just have this on hand. Just give yourself that little bit of extra pampering that the eye pillow can offer. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in easy seat position, but before we do get started, we are going to build a little bit of a house with our bolster and our blocks, and this is going to be the position that we're going to utilize throughout the practice today. So I recommend having the blanket here just for some extra cushion along your back, and then setting your bolster up kind of lengthwise like that, and then taking one block or two, depending on the height that you like, and putting it underneath one end of the bolster. So you've got some extra height in your bolster position. Now, if you prefer a little bit of extra height, more than welcome to put the second block up there. I'll leave it up to you. I'll probably go between 1 and 2 blocks today, but go with what feels comfortable in your body. And as I started to say, we'll go ahead and get started in easy seat position and just take these first few moments to get settled in, relax, bring our focus into the room, into our bodies, into this space. If your eyes are open, I invite you to close them. If you prefer not to close your eyes, then just soften your gaze. And just go ahead and place your hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall, nice long spine. Take a nice deep breath in. Take a nice audible exhale out. Deep breath in. Audible exhale out. One more time. Deep breath in. Audible exhale out. Beautiful. And now just allow your body to just begin to focus in on the rhythm of your breath. Just bring your awareness to the coolness of the inhales and the warmth of the exhales. Just breathe nice and softly through the nostrils. As you're taking this time to just settle in and focus in on you and your practice here today, I invite you to set an intention for your practice. It can be something that helps fuel you during this hour. It can be something that maybe you want to accomplish by the end of the practice, or by the end of the month, or the end of the week, whatever it may be. Just hold on to it. It is yours and yours alone. Beautiful. Now with your eyes still closed, go ahead and as you inhale, just roll your shoulders up. And then on the exhale, just slide those shoulder blades back and down. Inhaling up and sliding back and down. One more time this way. Inhale up and exhale back and down. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, go ahead and circle in the opposite direction and just go ahead and do this to the rhythm of your own natural breath. Inhaling and rising, exhaling and rolling. Just releasing that tension that we sometimes hold in our neck and shoulders. On your next exhale, just find stillness. Now go ahead and on the inhale, go ahead and dip your right ear to the right shoulder. Then take your left arm and stretch it out long. And just breathe here. Take a few moments if you feel you need to do a few natural movements of the neck. Maybe just turning it a little bit. Be very, very gentle. Again, just releasing and relaxing. If you find a spot that you really feel needs some extra attention, just go ahead and hold there for a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Few more breaths here. Excellent. On your next exhale, just go ahead and release. Come back to center. Again, as you inhale, just go ahead and dip that left ear to the left shoulder. And exhale and stretch that right arm long. So you're getting a nice long stretch down the side of the neck, through the shoulder. Beautiful job. And just make sure you're in this position that it just feels like a nice release, that there's no tension or pain. And as always, as you start to introduce some gentle movement, just do what works for you and your body. And again, if you find a spot that needs a minute, go ahead and hold it. Beautiful. So restoration is just so important. We take so much time trying to go and do and just a lot of things happening, and then as you inhale, come back to center and exhale and release. Beautiful. Now go ahead and inhale those arms up. And then just exhale them down. Beautiful. So for our first posture, we are going to turn and lay on our back. So bring the lower end of your back right up against that bolster. And then lean back onto your support. And then bring your soles of the feet together. And then bring those knees down to the side for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose. And here you're just releasing into the support and allowing the support to hold you up, lift you up. Now, if you find that you have some discomfort in your knees, you can utilize a block under your leg to help support the legs if the intensity of the stretch is too much. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to rest into our postures. We're not overexerting the body. We're not looking to go to edges or work hard. We're just looking to rest and restore. And lying in this reclining position is super relaxing. It releases the back, releases the neck, just allows you to have a few moments to just settle in and enjoy. So as I was saying, we're in a pattern. We find ourselves often in a pattern where we're moving so fast and going all the time that and in between we're doing our yoga practice, we're doing this, we're trying to, get in our steps every day and, a lot of different things. It's just important to take this time every once in a while in your practice, as often as you feel you need, to just reset the body. Beautiful. And just hold and relax here. And of course, if you have your eye pillow handy, you're welcome to utilize your eye pillow. In this position, we're just relaxing and restoring. And if you have some music that you'd like to have on in the background, I always highly, highly recommend having it available if that feels good and fuels you. We don't have music during our video practices, but I highly recommend them for your home practice. I know that I'm a big, big fan of music. I enjoy it and I like having it in the background. So definitely turn that on if you feel you need it. and breathe. Now if you find that you want to take a break from the reclining bound angle pose, you're welcome to bring your legs together and just stretch them out long, just in a supported reclining corpse pose. Beautiful job. And just rest fully and completely into the posture. It's about re-stimulating the body, relaxing the body. Beautiful. And on the next inhale, go ahead and bring your knees flat to the floor. Bring your feet about as wide as the mat. And then on your inhales and exhales, go ahead and just windshield wiper very gently to the left and the right. Now, of course, you've got a little bit of height on your back, so your knees may not go all the way to the ground. It's not about that. It's about getting that muscle action in the low back, just loosening it up. Opening up the hips. Beautiful. And then after a few more times, go ahead and find some stillness in those knees. And then with your feet still as wide as the mat, go ahead and drop your knees together and come into constructive rest. Beautiful. Sink into that deep relaxation. Just enjoy it for all it's worth. Beautiful. This is also kind of a nice counteraction to a bound angle pose where we have our inner thigh stretch and outer hip stretch. We just bring that back in just to sort of reset the body. Beautiful. And at this point, you should be feeling pretty relaxed. Pretty calm. Just, the to-dos and the, honey-do lists and whatever, just let them melt away. Just focus here on nourishing your body and feeling good. Beautiful. Now go ahead and bring those knees back up so they're pointed towards the sky. And then go ahead and press yourself up to a seated position. And we're going to turn around and we're going to come into a supported child's pose. And so with your blanket, it's always good to have that nearby to cushion your knees if you'd like. And then you're just going to straddle the bolster and then just go ahead, get hugged up real close to it, and then just lay on down on one side of the bolster. Beautiful. Trying to not let my earpiece fall out. So in your supported child's pose, you're just, again, sinking into the support and allowing it to hold you up. And so you're just getting the fullest rest in this position. So just go ahead and relax on down. You don't want to hold your neck in one direction for a while. And when we get about to the halfway point, I'll let you know and you can switch. And at any time, of course, if you find that you need to give your neck a little bit of a rest on one side, you're welcome to go ahead and just turn to the other side whenever you're ready. And the supported child's pose is really a wonderful release of the lower back. And it's also just super relaxing, just to allow yourself to sink into this cuddled, nice, comfy position. Just holding and relaxing here. And of course, you're welcome at any time to adjust the height of your support. So if you have it up on 2 blocks and you prefer just one, you're welcome to. And you want to be a little bit closer to the floor, go ahead and remove both blocks and you can just be right on the support of the bolster. It's completely up to you and what your body calls for. So if you have your neck one way, you can go ahead and switch it the other. And just again, just relax into the posture. Let it support you. Let it hold you. Beautiful. And you're probably wondering, what is the breath doing? So in restorative yoga, it's, as I mentioned, it's all about restoration. It's not about working the body or taxing the body. So during this practice, you really want to just focus in on natural breath. You can also engage in some deep breathing techniques if that feels good. But really, we're not introducing any warming breaths like Ujjayi or anything like that. We're really just concentrating on nourishing and relaxing. Beautiful. Continue to hold here. In your child's pose, don't fall asleep. Might be tempting. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and push yourself up to seated. And we're going to do a little bit of a back bend. So what you want to do is we're going to take our house and tear it down a little bit. And you can do the back bend in a couple of ways. So this is going to be like a a supported fish. So you can use the bolster if you like the height and if that's comfortable for you. I recommend also grabbing your block. Now some people have range of motion where they like to have their neck fully extended. Don't hyperextend your neck. Be very careful in this position. What you want to do is make sure that you have a nice gentle arch in the back. We're not looking to overextend anything, particularly because we're not heating up the body at all. So you just want to take this time just to relax and have a nice support behind the head. So you get that nice lift in the back, that little bit of an arch in the neck. Now, this position is not for your body. If fish is not something that you have in your practice, go ahead and remove the supports. And then I suggest rolling up your blanket and just putting it behind your neck so you have a little bit of a neck roll. But with the back of your head supported behind that neck roll. So have your block handy, and you can have your block, like, depending on the thickness of your blanket, have your block at this height to help support your head. Beautiful. And just hold here and breathe into that back bend. Again, deep breathing techniques or just natural breath. And if you're feeling any strain or discomfort in the neck, adjust accordingly. Remove the support, add a support, do what you need to do to find comfort in your body. This is one of my favorite poses. I like a little bit of an arch in the back, just to get that, I don't know, I feel an opening in the chest and a release. It just is has a wonderful quality that for me really speaks to my body. How does it make you feel? Beautiful. And just hold and relax here. Close the eyes and just breathe deeply. Beautiful. And you're probably wondering, well, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with my arms? So a couple of things. Now, if you have extra blocks, sometimes it's nice to have your blocks here, and then you can, I'll demonstrate with one, and then you can just have a natural hand rest for your hands. Otherwise, you can just fold them over your chest, maybe have one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, and just breathe into that space. There's no right or wrong here, just what you're, again, the whole purpose of today's practice is about finding those spaces to align, to relax. So you want to find what helps you align and relax. Breathe here. As you breathe into the space, and if you have your hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, just feel the warmth emanating from your body to your hands and from your hands into your body. Just thank yourself for being kind. Being kind to yourself, being kind to those in the world. Too often we find that we can find ourselves in situations where we're so stressed out. You know, we've got the masks on, we've got this, we've got to be careful of that, we've got to, you know, are the kids going to school? Are they, yada, yada, yada. There's a million things, right? We all have our million different things. And it's just about taking time to unwind the mind and align the body, nourish the spirit, warm the soul. This right here is who we truly are. These warm, loving, wonderful human beings, full of compassion, vitality, and it's nice to just take those moments to remind ourselves of those things. You should be finding yourself. Just do a quick body scan and you should be finding yourself in a deeper state of relaxation. Restoring and replenishing. And while I fully acknowledge I could stay here all day, I know we don't have that luxury. So, on the next inhale, go ahead and bring your hands down by your side. Go ahead and prop your feet up flat on the floor. Just begin to lift your upper body up, back up to a seated position. Beautiful. And just take this moment just to kind of settle in your easy seat for just a moment. And just take stock of how you feel, how your body feels in this moment. I know I feel amazing. Beautiful job, everyone. All right, for our next posture, we're going to engage in another back bend. And again, you can utilize the bolster for this back bend, or you're free to utilize blocks. I think it really depends on the height that you want to achieve. I like a little extra height, so I tend to use the bolster for this particular posture. So I'm going to slide my blanket up a little bit more, and then I'm going to bring my support by my side, and then when I lay down, we're going to come into a supported bridge. And so when I lay down here, I'm going to slide, my block out of the way, I'm going to slide the bolster under the hips. So go ahead and just lift the hips and go ahead and slide your support on underneath. Now again, it really just depends on the varying height that you want. One nice thing about the bolster, as opposed to a block, I mean, you can have varying heights on a block, and that's great. The nice thing about the bolster is, while it is a firm support, it also is cushioning. So you're not against that firmness of like a foam or a cork block, depending on what type of block you use. But just go ahead and settle in to your supported bridge. find the height of the support that works for you. Maybe that's your bolster. Maybe that's your block at one of the 3 levels. Whatever it is, find it and then settle in here. And again, just melt into the support. Allow it to hold you up. That's what it's there for. This is one of the deeper relaxation, restorative and relaxation poses you can engage in. It's ultra soothing. It's ultra relaxing. It gives you perfect release in the lower back. You get a nice warming sensation throughout the body. It also allows for deeper airflow. So just breathe deeply. Maybe this is a place here where you want to take a few deep breaths. And just allow that release to happen. Beautiful. Just hold and breathe here. And again, this is another position where if you have an eye pillow handy, it's a good one that will kind of next level your relaxation. Just de-stress a little bit more, just kind of that much more. Now, as we continue to hold this posture, you have a couple of options. Now, you can choose to stay in the supported bridge, or if you'd like, you're welcome to take your legs, and if this is available to you, just go ahead and stretch them out long so you get that little bit of a deeper back bend, a little bit of a psoas, hip flexor stretch here. Whatever is calling to you, this is just an option. Again, it's not a requirement. If you prefer to stay in your bridge, just hold and breathe here. You're welcome to. What feels good to you? What's calling you right now? Beautiful job. I'm going to go ahead and stretch my legs out long for a little bit. Just enjoy that little bit of a deeper bend. Again, it's just an option, not required. But just something you can do to continue to evolve, to make the practice your own. Trying different ways of aligning the body to really maximize the relaxation, the restoration from the position, from the posture. And when you're in the middle of a practice like this, and you're in these poses for long holds and long periods of time, I strongly suggest really focusing in
on the sensations that you're feeling in your body. So, and by that I mean, it can be really easy for the mind to start to wander, and then in come those thoughts about, what's got to get done, and this, that, and what about this, and and all these things can start to come back in. Don't allow that to happen, and the easiest way to do that is to, anytime the mind starts to drift, focus back in on your breath, and then just bring your mindful awareness to your body. How do my hips feel in this moment? How are my legs feeling? Or concentrate on finding rest and stillness and relaxation in the space behind your eyes. That's where an eye pillow is really handy. Keep your eyes closed. You can focus in on, for instance, another thing you could focus in on is your intention. Bring your mindful awareness back to your intention. Beautiful job. On the next inhale, from the same position, if you had your legs long, go ahead and bring them back to the bridge. Just kind of sturdy yourself on to your bolster, and then just go ahead and bring your legs up to the sky. Now for some, if you want to slide up against a wall, because it'll be helpful to keep your feet and your legs engaged, that's fine. Or you can just use the base of the support to lift your hips and straighten up your legs, support your legs in this position. So whatever works for you, there's no right or wrong here. The focus here really is in just doing this supported shoulder stand and supported legs up a wall, and really just kind of rebalancing that blood flow in the body, and really just taking that time to engage in that deep relaxation that comes from this very mild inversion. This is considered an inversion, by the way. Even though we may not be fully in a handstand or a shoulder stand or a headstand or whatever, we are inverted. Beautiful job. Few more breaths here. Again, just continue to engage in that relaxation. Breathe deeply here. Don't worry about anything other than what's happening right here, right now with your body. If you're ready, go ahead and just bring your feet back down to the floor. Go ahead and lift up those hips and slide that support on out and come on down to the ground. Now from here, come up to sitting. We're going to grab our support and we're going to rebuild our house, but this time at the bottom of our mat. So again, we'll have our blocks here, grab our blocks, and then we're going to build our house. Now for this supported locust, I actually suggest having one block at the head, by your head, and then one block under your bolster here for lift. Oops, slide that back here. One block under here for lift. It's great to have your blanket here for, cushioning the belly if you have a harder mat. And then go ahead and come on down to the belly. And have your block here by your head. And bring your feet
feet onto your support so you've got a little bit of a lift in the feet. And then go ahead and lay on down. And then go ahead and support your head on your block. So you're in a supported locust position. So very minor back bend. Now, of course, if you have extra props, you're welcome to utilize them to get a little deeper of a back bend. But this mild version here is really wonderful. Just to do a bit of a counter pose. A little bit of a different spin on a back bend. Not really a counter pose, but just a spin on the back bend. And of course, if you prefer, you're always welcome to take your block by your head down so you're directly on the ground. It's up to you. Beautiful, and then just breathe here. Breathe into your locust. Beautiful. And if it's more comfortable, you don't have to necessarily have your head and shoulders in the crocodile position with your forehead on the block or cushion by your hands. You are welcome to turn it to either side if that's more comfortable, or if you want to get in a little bit of a neck stretch. Just go ahead and breathe here, a few more breaths. Beautiful job here. Breathe in deep. And release. And then the next inhale. Go ahead and plant your hands down by your side. Come on up to hands and knees. Go ahead and sink those hips back and come into child's pose. Bring your arms down by your side. Forehead to the ground or a block. And then just sink in and release. Beautiful job. On your next inhale, go ahead and begin to slowly roll up. Take your time. Come up into your thunderbolt pose. Just hold and relax here. few minutes to just find some stillness. Integrate in everything that you've done today. Then go ahead and slide those feet out from under you. Slide your supports out of the way.
Go ahead and find yourself back on your back. Beautiful. Now from here, go ahead and stretch your left leg long. Bring your right knee into your chest. Just breathe into this stretch. Feel the release. Go ahead and set that foot back on the ground. Stretch the right leg long. Bring that left knee into the chest. Go ahead and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel that beautiful release. Go ahead and bring that left knee back down to the floor, left foot. Bring them right up to meet it. And go ahead and lift up both feet. And then you can goal post your arms, or you can stretch them out long. And then take a deep inhale, and then on your exhale, go ahead and drop those knees over to the left, or excuse me, to the right. I'm not mirroring, so it doesn't matter which side you drop it. And for alignment here, you want to make sure your shoulders stay flat on the floor. You don't want to compromise the twist by lifting the shoulders. And you're welcome, if your knees don't reach the ground, you can always put a block under them for support. And if you can, look in the opposite direction. Breathe into that twist. On your next inhale, bring those knees back up to center. And on your next exhale, drop them over to the opposite side. Again, have a support if you need it. Look over the opposite shoulder if you can. Breathe into the twist. And just breathe deeply into that space. Just fall into that sensation of the twist. Beautiful job. And on your next inhale, go ahead and bring those knees back up to center. Bring those feet flat on the floor. And go ahead and bring them up towards your chest, and then come into happy baby. Grab the soles of those feet and hold on. And breathe. So allow those hips to sink. Again, another wonderful relaxation pose. Feel that release of the low back, that nice stretch of the hips and the thighs. Breathe in here. And on your next inhale, go ahead and release those feet and hug those knees into your chest. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and stretch your legs long. And come into your Shavasana, your final rest. And if you find you need something here, maybe a support, an extra blanket, go ahead and grab it. And just allow your body to fully melt into the floor. Just enjoy and welcome all of the sensations and the utter relaxation that you're experiencing in this moment. Take this time to really thank yourself for being present and aware. Allowing your body to rest and restore and relax. If you find yourself dozing off and you have the time, welcome that sensation. Otherwise, introduce a little bit of life to the hands and fingers, the toes and feet. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you need, but bringing ourselves back to present awareness for those of us who only have this one precious hour to give. Go ahead and circle those wrists and those ankles. And if you're ready, go ahead and stretch that body out long. All the way from the tips of the fingers down to the toes. When you're ready, go ahead and turn to one side. Just take this moment to just kind of integrate in everything from your practice today. And then go ahead and press that top hand into the floor and bring yourself up to an easy seat.
feel so inclined, go ahead and keep your eyes closed. Otherwise, just soften your gaze. Just take this moment to bask in the appreciation of your body for everything that it can do and does do for you. And I want to thank you for practicing with me here today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.